Alright guys, good afternoon. These are your notes for 15-5. It's transforming, there we go, exponential functions. And it's kind of based off what we did on Thursday. Only these are basically just verbal descriptions today. So number 1 says compare the graph of f of x equals 2 to the x and f of x equals 3 times 2 to the x. So the change in those two functions would be the 3, which is a. We know from the last lesson that when we have an a that is greater than 1, that's a vertical stretch. So this is a vertical stretch. By a factor of 3. The second thing it asked you for is to give the y-intercept for each graph. We know that the y-intercept is when the y value when x is 0. So if I plug 0 in to the first function, I would get 0, 1. And if I plug 0 into the second function, 2 to the 0 power is 1 times 3 is 3. So it's 0, 3. Okay, for the second one, the two functions are f of x equals 2 to the x and f of x equals 0.25 times 2 to the x. Okay, and when from the other day, we know that when a is between 0 and 1, we call that a vertical shrink. I think your book says vertical compression means the same thing. This would be by the factor of 0.25. And then the y-intercept of the first one's still going to be 0, 1. And for the second one, 2 to the 0 power is 1 times 0.25 is 0.25. So this is 0, 0, 0.25. Geez. Ignore that second dot there. That's not intentional. Oh, you can't even see what I'm writing. Sorry. There we go. Okay, for number 3, the two functions are f of x equals 3 times 2 to the x and f of x equals negative 3 times 2 to the x. So my difference this time is the negative. And again, from Thursday, when you have a negative, that's a reflection over the x-axis. So for the first one, it's going to be 0, 3. And the second one, if I put 0 in for x, 2 to the 0 is 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Okay, for 4 and 5. Number 4, the first function is f of x equals 2 to the x. Second is f of x equals 2 to the x plus 5. So we know that this is the k part of our function. And when we have a k, it shifts it up and down. So this is going to be shifts up 5 units. So my original is 0, 1. And if I go up 5 units, my new function is 0, 6. Okay. The last one, number 5, the first function is f of x equals 2x. Then I have f of x equals 2x minus 3. Because it's minus 3, this is going to shift down 3 units. So my first y-intercept is 0, 1. And my second one is 0, -2. Okay, if it was going to shift left and right, you would have to have it in the H moves at, which would be up in the X, up in the exponent. Okay, and that's actually it for your notes today. So the homework that goes with this is 15.5, page 569 to 571, numbers 2 through 26 all. Okay guys, have a great day.